guys, what's up? It's me, Zoe. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing how and why I'm graduating high school at 16 years old. So yeah, basically I'm just going to be talking about my experience, some tips, some tricks, some background knowledge. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching the video, and if you like me, subscribe down below, no pressure. But yeah, let's just get into the video. Alright, so I changed the background, I don't know, just felt like it, but, so, I have this little booklet here of just, my notes on early graduation, so I guess let's get started. Start about why I'm graduating at 16. So, first off, background in middle school, I absolutely hated school. If I had a good middle school experience, I would probably love school right now. But I didn't. I had a terrible middle school experience, which caused me to hate getting up in the morning to go to school. It caused a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, and it was overall just a super bad experience. But, now I'm past that. And that's what caused me to make this decision. And I'm super happy it did. I also didn't have any super close friends in my class. My freshman year of high school, I didn't have anybody I felt like a really strong connection to that I would want to stick around with. So it didn't really give me an incentive to stay in that class and stay all 4 years. So that's kind of what shifted me to start thinking maybe I should graduate early, maybe I should look into that. Also, at the end of 8th grade and the beginning of freshman year, I just felt like everything was going so slow. I was like, I can move faster than this, I can get more done quickly than the regular school schedule. Yes, I didn't like going to school, but I got my work done, I did it efficiently, and I did it well. So I just felt like I could do this so much quicker than the regular speed. And at that point, I didn't have anything holding me back staying 4 years. I wasn't in a relationship, I didn't have any close friends, and I just felt like I could go and I could get this done. I didn't want to do online school because that was just too big of a change, and a part of me needed that social outing every day. Going to school, it's like a routine, and by the time you're 14 years old and you've been doing it for 10 years of your life, it's kind of just a part of your everyday life and your routine. So it's a big thing to change that. For a while, I did think what I needed was to just switch to online school, and that would fix everything, but in the end, it's just, I hated being stuck in a way. I felt like I was stuck in the same class of people I didn't really like. I was stuck in this slow learning environment that I felt like I could go so much quicker than, and I just needed a change. Not as big of a change as online school, but a change. That's when I started to think about graduating early. I always had the idea going into 8th grade, and when you started thinking about high school, I was like, why would I stay there for 4 years? I already hate school. If I can leave in 3 years, why not? I don't really know how I got the idea or how I found out about it, but I do remember going into my freshman year and knowing, I'm leaving here in 3 years. And people kind of thought that was crazy. They were like, how are you doing that? Why are you doing that? High school's so much fun. And then I had a lot of my friends in freshman year tell me, oh, you're gonna miss the senior experiences. And now, being a senior, I'm technically called a senior, I'm not missing the experiences, and even if I did, I wouldn't care. That moves us into how I achieved early graduation, and that all starts with you knowing that you want it. I know a lot of people will make the decision their junior year, and they'll be really overwhelmed with a lot of classes that year. It's a little bit of a different case for me because I knew I wanted to the time I was 13. And so I went into high school having the idea that I was going to graduate. And I know, like, my parents were like, oh, okay, Zoe, you're going to graduate early, cool. Because the idea isn't really, like, talked about that much. It's rarely done. I know there's only, like, 4 or 5 people doing it this year in my school. In my grade, there's around 500 kids. So it's pretty rare for people to graduate in 3 years. But it's not impossible. It's not rare because it's hard. It's rare because it's not pushed, because they think you need that 4 years. They think you need to stay because they believe that the public school system isn't flawed, which it is. See, if I didn't bring this up to my counselor, if anybody didn't bring it up to this counselor, no one would do it. It's up to you to know that you want to do it, why you want to do it, and how you're going to do it. So that's the first thing that it takes, is a little bit of maturity, because you have to have a plan. It's not just like, oh yep, gonna graduate, tell me what to do now. You have to be ready to plan your classes, plan your schedule, and get the work done efficiently, because it's not completely easy. It's not extremely hard, but you do have to do 4 years of work in 3 years. So it does start with your counselor. I don't know how every school does it, obviously, but for my school, we have one counselor, and we stay with that counselor all 4 years, or all 3 years in my case. You need to start talking to them your freshman year, and this is how you're going to get it done the most efficiently. You obviously don't need to start before your freshman year starts, but it will get it done the quickest way. So I told my counselor, and all of my freshman year classes were the classes that I needed. And something that helped me out a lot is that I was getting a standard diploma. And I don't know if all schools offer standard or advanced, but our school pushes the advanced. They don't even offer the standard. They set you up for the advanced, which means 26 credits. And for the standard diploma, you only need 22. And this saves you 4 credits, and it saves you 3 years or 4 years of foreign language, saves you a math class, a science class, and it's really helpful to get a standard diploma, especially because a lot of colleges, if you're looking to go to college, don't care whether you're getting a standard or advanced. They care about your GPA and possibly your SAT scores. So that's the biggest thing, is get a standard diploma, because you don't have time for the 4 years of math, the 4 years of science, and the 4 years of history. So getting a standard diploma saved me a lot of time, because I took Algebra 1 8th grade year, and then I took Geometry my freshman year, and I took Algebra Functions and Data Analysis instead of Algebra 2 my sophomore year. And I did that because I was bad at math. And this really helped my GPA, because if I were to go into Algebra 2, I can tell you that I wouldn't have done as well in that class as I did in Algebra Functions and Data Analysis. And a big part of this is knowing yourself and knowing what you can excel in. So with that, I was finished with math by my sophomore year. And then I knew that I only needed 3 histories to graduate. So that allowed me to skip World History 2 my sophomore year of high school, and I could just move on to US history. See, I don't know if all of these classes are required the same in each state or each high school. This is just from my experience. And then getting around the science classes. I took earth science, then I took biology, and then right now I'm in AP environmental science. And this saved me from taking chemistry or physics, because I am not good at those type of sciences. I excel in earth sciences, and again, knowing yourself, knowing what you can excel in. So what I'm basically saying is, you need to do your research prior. You need to know what credits you need to graduate. You need to know what exact classes you need, and you need to know what standardized tests you need to graduate. Because then you can go into your counselor ready with a plan, and that will make them more eager to help you rather than making them figure out everything for you. And it makes them respect your choice to graduate early even more because you have a plan and set and you know what you want to do. Probably the biggest thing you can do is stick with your plan throughout high school and not change it up, because that will lead you into some fuzzy areas if you're taking a class you don't need, or you are missing one credit by the time you graduate. You need to have a plan and you need to stick with it, because that will help you in the long run. Now, some tips that I've come up with to help anyone graduate in 3 years rather than 4. Have a relationship with your counselor. Tell them why you're graduating early. You need to know how you're going to do it, what your plans are afterwards, because this is really going to help you, because they need to do extra work for you than they do any other student. So you have to have that solid relationship with them so they want to help you, because without them you can't do it. Another big thing is don't take any classes that you don't need, because that's just going to waste time in the long run. So if you know you don't need 2 business classes, or you know you only need 1 business class, don't take a business class your junior year if you already took one your freshman year, because you can be taking another class that you can use to graduate early. And it's just, I swear to God, the biggest thing, knowing how many of each subject you need to graduate, because then you can just morph your schedule in your head and you know what you need, and you know if your schedule is wrong when you get it at the beginning of the school year. Make sure your parents or guardians are on board, because I know mine weren't at first, and I was doing most of it myself, talking to my counselor and stuff. And finally, my sophomore year at the end, when I was like, okay, next year is my senior year, like this is happening, they finally got on board, because they saw that I was getting stuff done and I was doing it well. So without your parents, you can do it, but it's really important to make sure that they know what you're doing and they know that you have a bigger workload, because you're doing all of it in 3 years rather than 4. Have, valid reasons. I know I say that I hate school, but I'm really doing it because I know what I want to do after school. I know what I wanted to do after high school since I was in 8th grade. I have a plan and I've stuck with that plan. And it's really helped me along the way, because I'm not, teetering between this and that, because I know that after I finish this step that's been in my plan for a long time, it's time for my next step. And it's really helped me stay on that path. And, if you don't want to go to college, that's completely fine, but it's really important to know what you're going to do in that technically senior year that you wouldn't be in school. So if you want to take a gap year and travel, that's perfectly fine. If you want to work and save up for college in that 3rd year, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to go to college, that's fine too. Just make sure you're getting your applications in, because you are considered a senior in that 3rd year if you do have your plan. And I'm going to say the biggest thing is to not doubt yourself in the process, because I know it can seem a lot, especially your sophomore year, your 2nd year of high school. That sophomore year, your 2nd year of high school, is really tough, because it's basically your sophomore and junior year combined. You're taking sophomore classes, but you're also taking junior classes, and it's a lot put together. But you cannot doubt yourself in the process. You got this. You can succeed. You can excel. And just believe in yourself. I apologize, I got interrupted by a phone call. But yeah, what I was saying is that it's an easier process than you may think, and it is very achievable for any student that feels the need to graduate high school in 3 years rather than 4. So yeah, with that being said, I am graduating this May in the class of 2020. I'm so happy with my decision. I finished all of my college applications. I'm hoping to go to the Fashion Institute of Technology next fall. Fingers crossed that I get in. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you did, give it a thumb up. If you have any questions down below, just comment them. I'll reply, definitely. But yeah, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you like me. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video, guys.